Can I drink this? No.
Yeah, it's clean.
I feel like this is as natural as it gets.
I often think about what makes a destination. What is the magic formula that all of a sudden creates something that is attractive to other travelers? How does that snowball start rolling? I used to think that a place had to be naturally gifted with abundance and worldly wonders, but then that would greatly limit where you'd want to go. I found that on a visitor's end, it's curiosity that sparks an adventure. And once lit, the locals are the ones who stoke that fire with their knowledge, passion, and love of their own. In the next few episodes, we will be discovering just that, starting in Davao, getting blown away by the food, and snaking our way down to Davao City, detouring in Sultan Kudarat, then down to South Cotabato, navigating the waters of Lake Cebu, and finally taking unexpected turns in General Santos.
Collecting stories, ingredients, and making new friends along the way.
This is Forager.
Remember the last time we were here? Going coastal, and then we met Kumar in the parking lot. You okay, Lolo? Eee! What's up, man? Long time.
Good, man.
What's up? You look good.
Yeah.
Look at you! You look so young!
Welcome back.
Hey, Erwan.
Benedict, bro.
Nice to meet you.
bro.
How's it going? Hey, brother. What's up? What's up?
Yung buntag, bro.
Big sound check, ha?
I've been to Davao many times, but for some reason, this time felt different. I can't quite put my finger on it. Unlike many other large provincial cities in the country, Davao isn't overwhelmingly inhabited by one group of people. It's probably one of the largest melting pots in the Philippines. As such, it's not the easiest to navigate. It's not really known for one particular dish or culture, but something is happening in the city. The food scene is coming into its own, and though we were only here for a few hours to fuel up and get some provisions, I know we have to come back for more. If you really want to get a sense of a place, start at the market. The heat, the rhythm, the noise. It's where life spills out in Technicolor. Bankerohan is where it all happens. Everything you want is sold here, but it's not easy. It's sprawled out, feeling more like a little village than a market. Pumela stands next to piles of tuna jaw, women selling off-season durian, and the scent of grilled something always hanging in the air. You can't really plan your way through it, you just have to get lost. Past Eatery feels like a portal, not just to the past, but to a version of Davao that still remembers how things used to taste. Home-cooked dishes, family recipes, and a refusal to compromise. It's not trying to impress, and it's a good first meal. Everyone and their mother has eaten here. Past, the owner, originally from Quezon, has been serving the community since the early 80s. Things have changed around here, but her food hasn't. On the menu, Balbacua. Collagen-rich beef parts cooked down for hours until your spoon is sticky. It's invigorating and good for my late 30s joints.
We are back shooting my favorite series to shoot, Forager 2025 Davao. Here we go. What better place to start than obviously the bustling market. The market here, if you've never been, is a sprawling, chaotic complex where you don't really understand what is being sold where. But we knew where we had to go, and that was past Eatery because all the locals have been telling us about it. We got some rice, we got some sinuglao, we've got humba, which is the adobo of the region. We have some sitaw, just because I wanted something a bit healthy, and then obviously a beautiful balbacua to start everything off. I love having a good humba in the morning. Similar to adobo in flavor, not too acidic, a bit sweeter as well. Our beautiful sinuglao. Let's try the balbacua. That is collagen in a bowl. Feels incredibly malapoy. And let's try. That's how you want to start the day. We're hitting a couple of farms today, and I think we can expect some really good food, so I'm not going to eat too much.
We were also told that we can't leave Davao without trying the local sperm. Not that kind of sperm. So we found a fishmonger who saved us some fresh Bagaybay or tuna sperm sacks, and we will figure out how to cook this later on. I've heard of the brand Malagos for years. I've tried some of their cheeses and chocolates, but never really thought about how they were made. Their story is fascinating. What started as a farming passion project has kept evolving through the years. First, as one of the only agri-ecotourism resorts and destinations in the Philippines. Then, as a working farm, producing and selling high-value produce, to eventually farming cacao beans and even making goat cheese. We don't have much of a cheese culture here in the Philippines, so that alone shows how passionate they are for their products. Malagos cheese is now so popular, they can't make it fast enough.
So can you tell me a little bit about how this whole idea came to be? It's probably a long story.
Yeah, but to cut it into bits and pieces. So my husband was a veterinarian. So we started with a few goats. Then goats kasi can give birth 3 times in 2 years.
Okay.
So before knowing it, our 30 became 100, then 200, and then 300.
Wow.
So how do you preserve milk?
Yeah.
You turn them to cheese. So I went to my cheese journey. I went to California, Sebastopol, the northern side, then Wisconsin.
Okay.
Started learning a little bit more about cheese making, how I can, see myself maybe a little further along. Then I was able to get Swiss cheese masters to teach me.
Oh, cool.
I went to Switzerland, and then I went to Torino in Italy. But the best learnings I got was when I do it every day.
Yeah, when
because
you apply it
you
in the
commit
farm itself.
mistakes.
Correct.
Yes, and then you correct it. And before I know it, we were making about 30 kinds of cheeses.
Wow. And then how did the goat story fit into the cacao?
We started the goats in 2006. We started the chocolate in 2012.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
so the cheese preceded everything else.
Yes, Malagos brand is owned by the Malagos Farmhouse. My mother-in-law and I we started the cacao as an export material, for fine beans.
As a pure raw cacao product.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
for fine bean for export. And then she said, Olive, maybe we can make chocolate. But at that time, I knew that I can never leave my cheese. And I said, Mom, I would help, but cheese first.
Your heart's in cheese.
Yeah.
Let's milk some goats.
Yeah.
Never milked a goat before. So I've milked a cow. I've milked a carabao, remember? I've milked a horse, and now I'm gonna milk some goats. Other way, goatie. Wow, they're big, yeah.
If you notice, our nannies are ladies because they're more gentle. And when they are gentle, they can give milk, they let down.
It's easier to
let down.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So
right now I'm a stress factor.
you're a stress factor, that's correct.
I get that. My wife tells me the same thing all the time.
So it usually starts by cleaning the udder.
Okay.
We usually let them out to make sure that whatever milk that was staying in the canal, we have to let it go.
To clean out the first.
Clean it out, yes.
Okay.
And the action is of course like that. You know that. You know the drill.
Yeah.
So we do that and then it goes out. Yeah. So go.
I have to be gentle, right? They don't kick, right? Do they kick?
They don't.
Okay.
Say, introduce yourself gently. Can you have a bucket, please?
Goat.
Bucket
My name's
for the
Erwan.
milk.
Does this one have a name?
This one is 1613.
1613. Nice to meet you. I feel like we're getting close already. I never know how hard to go.
There
okay.
you go. Okay, there you go.
Can I drink this? No.
Yeah, it's clean.
I feel like this is as natural as it gets. Might as well. I trust your farm process. Sweet.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
sweet.
very sweet and milky. Very weird staring at the thing I just milked.
Even with all their goats and the amount of milk that they produce, they don't have enough to meet their demand. So they have trained other farmers to produce the milk required for their cheese. Now, time to find out what makes them so special.
What would be your oldest
Cheese?
aged cheese that you have?
So we have specifics for each cheese, like our borracho would be minimum of 5 months. But I've forgotten some wheels and have given me wonderful cheeses that's about 24 and 36-month-old.
Amazing.
Really, really nice. We usually start with the mildest, which is the sharp. You use the bread as a vehicle for your cheese.
Correct.
Not to eat it.
Yeah, so in France, you don't necessarily eat the whole piece of bread.
Yeah.
You basically eat mostly the cheese and you get a bit of bread.
A bit of bread, yeah.
So you taste mostly the cheese. C'est très bon, merci.
Yeah, so that's
Very
it took me
nice.
a while. It took me a while to start sharp.
The texture is great.
Yeah.
Like very fluffy, very light.
Mm-hmm.
And in flavor-wise, it's not too acidic, but it's nice that it's
There is.
sour in the way it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah. I want you to see the difference between a young camembert. We harvest it like this, very young. That's about 21 days.
Just
very
21
young.
days, really?
Yeah, yes. And then we finish it like this. This is about 2 months old.
Okay. That's good. Like I mean, not just because I'm half French, that doesn't make me an expert in cheese.
Yeah.
But I've eaten a lot of cheese in my life, and that is delicious. This is the borracho.
This is borracho.
Okay.
So it's lasengo
Yes.
because we age it in cerveza negra.
That's good. Okay, I'm ready for the
Blue.
strong stuff. I'm
Okay.
a huge.
It's not really strong, but it's really Filipino blue, I'd say.
Oh, it has some funk to it, which is nice. No.
Yeah, there is.
No. I'd be happy if the episode ends here. You just leave me here. You guys can go. I'll sleep here tonight.
You've probably seen the name on a chocolate bar before, but to understand Malagos, you really need to come here. From the trees, the fermentation area, the drying beds, they don't just grow cacao, they nurture it, from bean to bar. It's a process rooted in science, but fueled by something else entirely. Pride in what the land gives and what the people do with it. They were once a supplier of beans, trading in commodities, fluctuating prices, never seeing how their product is transformed. People were raving about their beans, and they got curious as to why. So they started making their own chocolate. It's a labor of love, but one that has proven successful. It's a great model for the rest of the country. Instead of focusing on low-value crops, if we do things with care, we can add so much value to our produce as long as we have the foresight and support.
So now it's a flowering season now. No, for harvest, November, December. So it takes about 6 months from the time it's pollinated. Imagine only 5% of the flower becomes a fruit. So right now we really have to have a lot of fruit also on the trees.
So it's normal to have some that are already fruiting.
This one flowered in January, so now
Okay.
it's May. So it's ready for picking maybe another month.
Month or so.
Yeah.
So
This is our fermentary. So we harvest and then we bring
Bring everything here.
the pods here.
Whoa! I'm so excited.
So this is the major variety. This is UF18.
UF18.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it fairly sought after?
30 to 35% of the trees here are UF18.
Okay.
Yeah, the farmers like this because the seeds are big.
So you produce more chocolate with this.
Yes,
In terms of the yield of the fruit.
Yes,
Yeah.
the yield of the bean.
The bean.
So we harvest and then there's a blade, then we cut this into half, and then we manually remove the seeds. So this one is the one we load for fermentation. This one is a bit overripe, so I'll give you a. Oh, yan, ito is.
Okay.
I'll try it.
Amazing.
Try it. So this is a very fruity and very sour, asim.
Yeah.
And this is our heirloom variety. This was designated heirloom in 2019.
Heirloom how? So
Heirloom
like,
because the taste and the flavor profile is really good.
Okay. And does heirloom mean it's been in the country for
not,
hundreds of years?
Not
or-
really, but it's a variety that needs to be preserved because of its flavor quality.
Okay, got it.
So it's really different.
So heirloom doesn't necessarily mean endemic.
No, because these are all introduced varieties.
Correct, yeah.
Kini-
From
kini
Mexico or...
Lami kayo. Lawa ba? Lawi ba? Lami kayo.
Wow, this one tastes like an orange. Yeah, almost like a
Okay.
mandarin mixed with the guyabano.
Guyabano.
Yeah.
Very different.
Lami.
From,
Oh,
after pad breaking, we load. So up to this part here,
okay.
the first 2 days, and
Air
then
it out.
and then we turn.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you You
push
just
it
scrape it like that because it's very difficult to keep
to
on.
well 350. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
very smart. So you
yeah.
open the gate
Yes.
and then you push it down.
Yes, and then important is we monitor the temperature. So we get about between 45 to 50 C.
Okay. And how important was it for you to try to keep this process manual in wooden box versus I've seen industrial cacao which is processed in like machines
Yeah,
already.
but how can ferment like you put it in a stainless steel box?
It doesn't have the natural everything
yeah.
that's happened in that box before, right?
Yeah. And then also the yeast is in the environment. You
Correct.
put it in plastic.
Voila. You have to introduce it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So 6 days it is still hot. Now it's maybe
wow.
at 40.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So and then if you get to smell it, it's a winey.
I didn't realize it would be that the fermentation makes it that hot. This is like 40 degrees.
45 to 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
diba?
pure
There's
alcohol.
yeah.
It doesn't smell rotten or anything like that.
So we
Put that in
load
there.
it here and then we manually load it there. So this after 6 days, so we put it
okay.
here.
And
So
how long will it dry for?
depends on the sun.
On the sun.
So usually 7 to 10 days. And then usually ito dapat 7-8% moisture.
Okay.
So this one is
This is dry now.
yeah, dry enough.
Yeah.
And then we bag them. So there's this chocolatey,
There's chocolatey flavor already.
yeah, but very different from
Yeah.
the fresh.
But then this will still be roasted?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, it should be roasted.
Rex is one of those people that gives me so much confidence in our agricultural potential. He is a passionate farmer and advocate for local cacao and directs this whole operation. He was pivotal in shifting the company from a bean supplier to a chocolate maker. Just because they weren't busy enough, they put up the Malagos Chocolate Museum. Now, this is when products really come 360. You can see how it's made, how it's harvested, but also understand the context and the history of the brand. It just enriches the value of the product tenfold.
Before eating chocolate, you need to smell.
Your nose tells you so much, yeah.
Tapos, of course, this one has to have a snap.
Yeah. And that's
So
how you
it's
know you've tempered it properly.
well.
Yeah.
It has to be shiny, so it's pleasant to eat.
Correct.
To smell, and then let it melt in your mouth.
This is 65%? No.
Yeah, this is 65%. So there are only 4 ingredients. Cocoa liquor, the cacao,
Yeah.
and then of course cane sugar. We put a little bit of cocoa butter for mouthfeel,
Correct.
a bit of lecithin.
Emulsifier. Yeah. Okay. That was such a fun experience, and now we're going into some smaller roads to another really interesting farm with a great story. But I think we're gonna have to go off-road just a tad bit. Okay, one of the cool things about the Ford Raptor, not only is it a beast, not only is Ford is best in class when it comes to kind of displays, but it's very easy with a click of a button to just go on 4-wheel drive automatic and then switching based on what you need. So I can go from normal to sport to slippery to mud ruts, sand, baja, and rock crawl. So here I'm gonna go for mud and ruts. And it's shifting to 4 high. Off-road use only. Okay, good to go. Easy peasy. No dramas. Breeze. No sweat. And I'm back on the road. I'm gonna switch back to normal 2-wheel and you'll see how quick it is. So just stop, press 2H, and then go back to normal. And this thing climbs like a mountain goat. Right? Yeah.
The Ford Ranger Raptor is the ultimate adventure truck. It's purpose-built for high-performance off-roading with its long travel suspension, Fox Racing Shox, and aggressive all-terrain tires.
It handles desert dunes, rocky trails, and muddy backroads with confidence.
The truck roars to life with power at your command, delivering torque on demand, whether you choose the efficient 2.0-liter bi-turbo diesel engine or the more beefed-up 3.0-liter EcoBoost V6. You'll be ready for any terrain. The advanced four-wheel drive system and terrain management modes adapts to any environment. Add in a rugged design, tech-loaded cabin, and unmatched reliability, and the Raptor isn't just ready for adventure, it defines it.
When we arrived at Hectares of Hope, I had no idea what to expect. We drove into a small-scale working farm to be greeted by Tancho in the coolest little wooden house I've seen in the Philippines. I'm someone who has tickled with the idea of tiny living, so this was fascinating to me. Tancho, a certified public accountant, spent 25 years building his life in Canada. In 2014, he left behind a comfortable life to return to the Philippines, driven by a calling far greater than his comfort. He took the helm of Hope for the Nations Philippines, a Christian nonprofit committed to serving children at risk in the slums of Davao City. After years of hard work in 2019, Tancho and his team realized that there was deeper poverty with fewer opportunities in the mountainous areas. That's when they launched Hectares of Hope, a farm nestled 1,200 meters above sea level.
My heart was really just thinking about something sustainable. I don't want to be helping in perpetuity, like I don't want to be just feeding. Correct. So I always been, a believer of, you give man a fish and will eat for a day. And,
Right.
if you teach them how to fish, and you can eat for life, right? That's why I said, let's go and do a holistic transformational development work up in the mountains or the rural areas to deter these guys from going to the cities or towns and look for a better job. So that's how it started. For us to be able to effect a lasting change in the lives of these kids, we need to also help the parents and the community. We ask this basic question, like if this were our kids, what would we do? So that they grow to be healthy emotionally, socially, physically, mentally, and psychologically. And so this is what the result of that question. And so if you imagine a community that has its own clinic, has its own school, its own grocery store, community center, and a livelihood program where parents can stay and earn a living while the kids are going to school.
More than just a place where heirloom vegetables and vibrant crops grow, it's a living testament to transformation. Its mission is to imagine and actively pursue a future where rural poor farmers are no longer trapped in cycles of poverty, but instead rise into stable, middle-class families. Through an innovative and holistic development model, the farm empowers communities not only with tools and training, but with dignity and purpose.
Our goal is to replicate this model, right? So this is a pilot project, and it's very collaborative. I would always tell Jeremy and all our buyers, distributors, that you're part of transforming the lives, So I always want them to always have that in their mind, because then it becomes very meaningful. Even the ones that are eating, the food from Pilgrim or, those restaurants, they are part of it as part of this generosity movement.
Right now they don't know, but eventually, hopefully, people will start caring about where their produce comes from.
Correct. This is the farm, so pick whatever you want.
I'll grab one of these. That's a cool color.
Oh, get some.
Yeah. I think 2 is more than enough.
The weather wasn't looking great, and we hadn't eaten much since our morning soup, so we quickly set out to find an area where I could make a quick salad with the ingredients we had gotten so far.
You couldn't ask for a better setting for a little snack, because when you have produce with such a great story, it always makes the food taste so much better. So I'm gonna use a little bit of everything that we've collected today in our trip so far. I have my olive oil. I have our guava jam from Malagos to make our little vignettes.
Our Malagos cheese and Tancho's heirloom tomatoes were a perfect match.
Lots of olive oil. So I like salad with texture. So the idea is just to grab everything, grab some of that dressing in the back.
As is customary in this show though, we did it under the rain.
You want to try? I mean, we're all wet. Might as well. On a beautiful Saturday in Davao. But the produce is amazing. That's incredible. Yeah.
It's very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to the weather.
That little snack was delicious, albeit wet, so we quickly dried off and made our way towards a good meal to end the day. There's something unexpected about finding a restaurant like this in the middle of the mountains. When I walked in, I felt like I was walking into the hottest restaurant in a trendy vacation town. The vibe just felt right. Pilgrim sits quietly on the Buddha Ridge, run by a family who left the hustle of Toronto behind to build something slower, more intentional.
2 burgers, 1 home fries, 1 salad, 1 s'mores, 1 Vizino, yeah? Yeah!
Jeremy Go, the chef and owner, cooks like someone who's got nothing to prove, but everything to share. Nowadays, he is busy running his other restaurants and concepts in town, but Pilgrim is in the skillful hands of his son. The food is thoughtful, a bit Italian, a bit Mediterranean, a lot of soul. A combination of their life in Canada, their collective experience, and their new life in Mindanao. It's the kind of place you don't expect to find here, but once you do, you remember why you came. Remember our sperm? Well, Jeremy was kind enough to cook it up for us. When grilled well, it's soft, tender, and only has a very slight funk to it. 10 over 10 would recommend.
We made a tomato salad at the farm a
Oh,
while
yeah,
ago, and then we got flooded with rain, so we ended up eating like that was my first meal of the day, which is nice.
when we moved in here, those are the few items that I was like, really stressed out about because there's only the native tomatoes here. And it's really bland, right?
Not much
so
flavor.
No flavor at all,
Yeah.
right? So until I met Tancho, and I said, Tancho, grow this for me. And then Tancho being Tancho, got this one, and then so happy with that. Different varieties of heirloom tomatoes. So this one we tossed out with some basil, pesto, olive oil, and some Kalamata olives and some green olives. For now, the burrata is not really local, but eventually we'll be making this is Italian.
I heard his story. What was the reason you kind of came back also?
Well, a lot of things, because raising a family of 5, right, it's tough there, right? I've been wanting to put up or open up a restaurant really in Canada, but it's really tough there. So I really wanted to open a business for the kids, for the family, right? And then, so 2020, we visited the Philippines and then plan to open in El Nido, Palawan, because that's where my family.
So you came back in 2020 with the intention of...
With the intention, and so I was
something
scouting around already.
Okay.
But then pandemic hits, right? So there's no tourism in El Nido.
El Nido, yeah.
So we ended up here, pretty good timing too, because her mom, which is right there, Mama Telma, moved here in the town 30 years ago or so from California, right?
This town, in Buda?
Yeah, this town, Buda.
But there was no electricity, no water, nothing.
Okay.
You should
so
try
this is really just mountains.
And it was a rough road.
Yeah. This is delicious.
Check that out.
by
Yeah,
the
you
way.
like that one?
Yeah, it's delicious.
This one's the pickled beets, right? Pickled
Mango
beets with,
puree.
mango puree. So yeah, Mama put up a restaurant here, and then during the pandemic, she wanted us to come back, all of us, right? So then she had 4 slots here. We were the first one, right? We came back home. We opened Pilgrim first. Now we're all back here. So sometimes on a weekend after the service, like Sunday, we gather here or we gather at Sebastian.
Amazing. The way, I mean, this is going to be a very Manila-centric view, right? So please excuse me. But if I were in Manila and you would tell me to open a restaurant in Tagaytay, which is similar to here in terms of distance, I would be freaked out about the risk just because it's so far from a major city, right? So to do it here in Buda, to me, is just so ballsy. And then, so now it's not so simple anymore.
Not so
Well, the food is still, you know, it's in the ring.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
same.
No, I mean in terms of
in terms of
the,
our life.
yeah, in terms of your life,
not
the
as
people
simple.
knowing about
Not as
you,
simple.
Yeah, not
having
as-
a business now in Davao as well, or 2
Yeah.
businesses in Davao.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Not as simple. You're right.
But I mean, that's usually how the best businesses start, where they start as more of a necessity and a passion, and then eventually grow with the success. Yeah, congratulations. I think.
Thank you. You want to try the octopus?
Yes, yes, please.
Coming from Toronto, this is Toronto food, right? Really. So it's fall winter menu inspired. That's why it's heavy on like bracing, gnocchi. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes we have a mushroom soup, and then a lot of like pasta. Really.
Is it always this cold here? Or
No.
Usually at night.
Usually at night. This is our squash soup, butternut squash, and then local squash.
and your bread, pastry, and,
And
all
the
that.
bread.
That's all done
Everything's
in-house as
made
well.
here in house. Sometimes at Grateful Dead.
What has been kind of like the general reaction of local diners?
Because it's foreign to a lot of our clientele, we somewhat need to educate them. We need to educate our staff as well first, but that's part of the challenge as well, right? Because all of our employees here didn't have any previous background, culinary background or F&B background, so we have to train them from zero.
Yeah.
So we train them first, you know, what is gnocchi, how to eat it, and that kind of stuff. And then, you know, gnocchi, it's about 95% of our clientele didn't know what the gnocchi was. Right now that is our top menu item here. So this is truffled mushroom gnocchi. The potatoes are from Bukidnon again. We made it here daily almost, right? Topped with Reggiano Parmigiano. Is it Grana Padano right now? Grana Padano right now. Grana Padano right now, some thyme, and then some truffle oil.
Having traveled the country extensively, I can't help but have hope for our country. The amount of talent, care, and passion many Filipinos have for their craft is so inspiring, and it's one of the reasons that I always look forward to shooting Forager. Wherever we find ourselves in the Philippines, we know that we're always in for some fun, but also some unexpected turns.
In the next episode, we make it to Davao City to pick up our guides. We drive through scenic areas in Sultan Kudarat to South Cotabato to reach Lake Cebu, while our plans are disrupted by a sudden trip to the hospital and an incoming storm.